I'm Bianca and I'm going to talk to you today about what you should do if you sit down a lot. I've got a daily routine for you that it includes stretching and strength exercises to counteract poor posture that we all get, me included, from sitting down too much. So let's have a look at some of the problems of sitting down. So here I am in my chair. The first big problem that we get is when we sit down too long, the blood supply gets cut off from our hamstrings, but mainly from our glutes. And what happens, they then tend to switch off and they also tend to waste away. So when your glutes get weak, that generally leads to problems with pain in the lower back. It can often cause lower limb problems such as knee pain. So we need to keep our glutes strong. Next problem is hip flexors, which are here, in this position just are shortened the whole time. So they get really tight, and then what happens is we have problems then extending fully through the hips if they're just too tight, okay? And then the classic, more common, and the thing we think about most maybe is the posture issue. So we might start off sitting nicely, nice and balanced and nice and upright, nice neutral spine. As we tire, what happens? So we might cave in the lower back there, start leaning against our chair, or we might just totally round out that upper back. We definitely stick our neck out. The other thing we might do is, which I do actually, is slump to the side and lean on one side, which obviously is not good. And we get that rounded shoulders. Okay, so we need to do something about that. So one quick win is, as a non-negotiable base, is every hour as a minimum you must get up from your desk and walk around and shake it all out. That's, a good start. But here, to improve the posture, avoid lower back pain, we're going to focus on 3 key areas. So we're going to focus on the strength in the posterior chain. So hamstring, glutes, back, hip and front extension here. And then we're going to think about strengthening the upper back muscles up here so that we can open the chest, get those shoulders back and start lengthening through the neck. Okay, so let's do it. You just need a mat or a soft surface and something for fingertip support, because some of this we're going to do single leg, it might be a bit wobbly. Top tips, keep your core engaged. So to do that, you tuck your pelvis under, tuck, and then you suck your belly button in. Okay, and you hold that position. The other one is about the chin, okay, because we tend to be a little bit too like this, tech neck. What we're going to do is we're going to try and lengthen from the crown here, lift up, and then keep that chin tucked, all right? So it might feel quite weird, but that's a nice lengthened neck. All right, so core engaged, chin tuck. Let's get on with it. So the first thing literally we're going to do, I want you to find your glutes, have a feel there, and then you're going to give them a few squeezes. Squeeze that bum. It's really simple, but it's a brilliant exercise just to get a little bit of blood flow, wake them up. So here, you should, I don't know if you can see this on me, but when I clench, release, Okay, get that going. Good. All right, brilliant. Then we're going to do a quad stretch. So I'm going to hold on to here, open up the hips. So I'm going to get hold of my foot, and I'm just going to pull the heel, look, towards my bum. Keep your hips pushed forward and lift the chest. So already you should probably feel that stretching, opening up across this front here that gets really tight when we sit too long. All right, now what I want you to do is take a little hinge forward, taking that knee back, little hinge, this is where you need your fingertip support, and then come back up, push the hips forward, try to squeeze this glute as well. It really extends and deepens that stretch. And let's repeat. So hinge back, and then push forward, lift the chest, hips through, squeeze that glute. Good. Okay, let's try the other side. Just move my chair up. So grabbing the foot, pulling it in nice and close to my bum, hips lifted, but I've still got my tailbone tucked under, and chest lifted. Okay, so I'm feeling that stretch down my quads here, which is good. So it's opening up here. Now we're going to just hinge forward slightly so the knee goes back. And then we bring it together to the other knee, push the hips forward, squeeze this glute now. Extend that stretch. And again, let's do it one more time. Back, up, hinged, and squeeze. Good. Okay, and relax. Shake that up. Now, we're going to do the magic exercise for posture, which works your posterior chain, all of these muscles down the back here, and works at extending and lifting your back and opening your chest. So it's called the good morning. And the way you do it is I'm going to open the arms like this, squeeze the shoulder blades together. So already we're activating that upper back. Yeah. Then I'm going to, with my feet about shoulder width or hip width apart, soft knees, I'm going to hinge forward from my hips, keeping my back straight by basically pushing my hips back behind me. Keep your chin tucked. And I'm going to go there with a straight back until I feel a little stretch in my hamstrings. And then I hinge back up, driving my hips forward and squeeze the glutes at the end there. Okay, we're going to do 8 of these together, so let's go. So hinge forward, lift back up, squeeze. And 2. Just until you feel that stretch in the hamstrings. Okay, we're doing 4 more. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades together. Keep that chin tucked. So you're looking down at the ground when you hinge forward, and then in front of you as you're standing upright. We can do 1 more. Excellent. So that's your good mornings. Next, we're going to go down to the mat. We're going to do some lower back opening up. So if I'm lying down on the mat, I'm going to bring my feet in quite close. And all I'm looking to do is, when I lie here, I've got a little bit of a gap here, that's normal. What I want to do is I'm going to tilt my pelvis up, if you like, so that my lower back flattens against the floor. So I'm going like that, holding it, and then release. Go back to let that little arch come in. Okay, we're going to do this 5 times together. So we're going to tuck the tailbone, pull the belly button in, make sure your lower back's nice and flat to the ground, and holding it, 2, 1, and release. Okay, repeat. So suck it in, tilt, 2, 1, release. Try to keep breathing as you do this. So again, tilt, hold it in, 2, 3, and let's do it one more time. Lower back nice and flat on the ground, 2, 3, and release. Good. Okay, from there, we're going to go into a glute bridge. So heels, nice and close to your bum. Before you move, you're probably already familiar with a glute bridge, but before you move, let's do this properly. Tuck under with the pelvis. Okay, so you've got that neutral spine, belly button in. And we're just going to lift up, and we're going to try and really push through the heels, and then lower it down, keeping that tuck. Okay, so don't let go of it. And let's repeat. Hold at the top there. You might feel a bit of a stretch through the quads and through the hip. So what we're targeting here, we're targeting strengthening the glute muscles, but also we're opening up, stretching through the hips. Double whammy. So make sure you do these with that tuck. Okay, just 6 to 8 reps. Quality of these is going to get you much further than bashing out 20 and not concentrating on what you're doing. Okay, keeping the hip push, make sure you keep pushing through the heels. That really ensures that your glutes get engaged. If you're not sure, have a prod. They should feel quite hard. Buns of steel, everyone. So remember, we're trying to counterbalance the wasting away of the glute muscles that happens when we sit down too long. Yep. Nice and hard. Let's do 1 more. So tuck the pelvis, so you've got that neutral spine, so you're not extending through that lower back. And let's calm down. Good. All right, you can just hug your knees in for a moment. I'm going to show you an option, a little progression on that. We're going to tuck the spine, tuck the pelvis there, spine's in neutral. We're going to lift up. Now from here, I'm going to get you to do some marching. So just going to lift one knee, and then place that foot carefully down. Lift the other knee, place it carefully down. So nice and controlled. Good. We'll do 2 more each side. Let's keep the hips high and level. Keep the tuck on, make sure you're not overextending through that lower back here. Last one on this side. And let's go the other side. And then lower down with control. Brilliant. Well done. Pull both knees in. Hug them in really tight to your chest. And just a little rock side to side. Just really small. Not too big, don't want you rolling off your mat. Good, that just loosens up that lower back as well. Nice. Okay, so we're going to come up going to turn around. I'm going to do a little bit more stretching through the hips here. Just make sure you've got a nice soft mat underneath you. I might actually fold mine under again because it's quite thin underneath your knees for this one. Okay, so hip flexors again. Let's start off with just a double hip flexor stretch where literally here, I'm just going to push my hips right through there and I'm going to lean back with my upper body. Pull your belly button in so your lower back is nice and secure, it's protected, but you're leaning back. Can you feel that opening up through here, through the hips? Breathe, 2, 1. Okay, then we're going to go into a single hip flexor stretch, so single leg, single side. Here, big step forward with this leg. Now, tuck under with the pelvis, pull in with the abs, and you might already get that hip flexor stretch right here. Breathe. Now what we're going to do is just add a little bit of movement, tiniest bit of movement, keeping the tuck with the pelvis, a little rock forwards and back. Tiny rock forwards, so just shifting your weight forwards. Sometimes adding in that little bit of movement, a dynamic stretch, gets you better results. Okay, bring that knee back to that double hip flexor stretch, ready? So push the hips through, belly button in so lower back is comfortable, and I'm just really driving my hips forward and using just basically the weight of my arms to hang back. Good. Let's go the other side. So bring this leg forward. Now I'm going to get the stretch on my left side. Tuck the pelvis under, belly button in tight and hold it there. Breathe. And then let's do that gentle shift of the weight forward and backwards. Keep that tuck on the pelvis. If you let go of the pelvis, you'll lose the stretch. Good stuff. Try and keep the abs tight as well. Okay, good. Now we can come back up to standing. And really simple one we're going to do now is a chin tuck. Just bring my notes with me. So when we were talking about counteracting that tech neck, we need to pull this chin in basically and lengthen. So tuck the chin. No, don't worry about your chins. Tuck the chin and just feel that. How does that feel there? Now what I want you to do is you're going to, keeping the chin tucked, look down towards your toes. Keep the chin tucked in. Take a couple of breaths here. And feel that strength. It may extend down into between your shoulder blades. Good. And relax. Chin tuck. Simple, very effective. Next, right. So, rounded shoulders. Classic. I really am bad with my rounded shoulders, especially if we're on like this, sitting down at the desk. Okay, so all we need to do, nice and simple, start with your hands, palms on the sides of your thighs here. Okay, and what we're going to do is just open out the palms, rotate out, and then bring them back to this start, not here at the front because that brings your shoulders round to the front, onto the side. Okay, so we're looking for rotation in the ball and socket joint where your arm comes into your shoulder here. Make sure you're doing it from the shoulder and not just spinning like from the elbow. Okay, so let's go. Let's do 8 reps of these. So we open out and then back. Open, back. Really simple. Just think about that rotation in the ball and socket joint of your shoulder. Good. Keep your chin tucked, remember. Let's do one more. Good. So I say about 8 of those is a good number. Then, scapular retraction. So your so your shoulder blades in the back here. Ideally, to counteract this, if I squeeze my shoulder blades together and down, look what happens, like magic, to my chest lifts. Much better posture. So, the way we're going to do this, we're going to extend our arms in front like this. Look at my hands, palms facing palm here, okay? Then, you are very simply just going to open out, squeeze the shoulder blades, squeeze the shoulder blades, squeeze the shoulder blades, and return. Keep the chin tucked, keep your abs a little bit switched on here. Squeeze, hold, and return. Okay, if you find it's pulling your neck, just take your hands a bit lower. So you can do it down here. Squeeze, hold, return. Okay, so we're trying to strengthen up the muscles in that upper back. And because the stronger they are, the better they're going to be able to help you carry that chest, lift the chest and open up the shoulders. Because with the rounded shoulders and the leaning forwards that we do, that rounded upper back, they get lengthened, which in other words means weakened. The rhomboids and some of the trapezius, they just get weaker. Okay, one more time. Squeeze it together and return. Good. Okay, nearly there. Last one we're going to do is just a really simple chest stretch. So opening up through the pectorals here and a little bit the shoulders. Just link your hands together. The back here, pull them back and down. Make sure you keep your neck nice and your head nice and central, so you're not straining your neck. And then just lift. Oh, slippery hands. Lift up and away. Quite hard. Keep your abs engaged. So we're not going like this. Not bananaing the back. Tuck under. Keep abs engaged. Hold that. Stretch. 3, 2, 1, and whew, give it all a nice shake out. And there you are. There's your routine for counteracting sitting down too long. So remember, get up from your desk at least once an hour and shake everything about. Doesn't matter what you do, but just move. You can do this routine daily. Be proactive and stave off any stiffness and pain, and it will help improve your posture. That's it. If you've got any questions, leave me a comment. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this or you found it helpful. Okay, till next time.